Good afternoon, Huskies. Welcome to episode 2 of the Alumni Insider production from the Michigan Tech Alumni Board of Directors, specially created for our closest alumni and friends. These are the individuals who support the university through philanthropy and volunteerism and ensure that Husky Nation is the greatest alumni group of any university. We can't thank you guys enough for all you do to promote Michigan Tech. My name is Nick Lorla. I am a proud graduate of Michigan Tech from 2010 and currently on the Alumni Board of Directors. While I spend my time in the business intelligence world, I was fortunate enough to work in hockey for about 10 years and served as a video coordinator for Michigan Tech from 2009 to 2013, 2 of those years with Coach Muckalt, and worked at several other universities and was lucky enough to be part of the 2018 Olympic hockey team. Due to several generations of my family also attending Michigan Tech, I can safely say always have been and always will be a Tech hockey fan. So to ensure our event runs smoothly today, I'm being joined by a few of my other board members who will be moderating some of the questions. I would also like to graciously thank our alumni engagement staff who are here with us today and support everything we do as a board. Just a few announcements before we jump in. This webinar will be recorded and posted on Michigan Tech's YouTube channel to share or rewatch if you aren't able to stay the entire time. We also have a Q&A box open throughout the webinar, so please enter your questions here, and we'll try to get to as many of them as we can. So without further delay, let's get right into talking Tech hockey. It's my honor to introduce our special guest, new head hockey coach for the Huskies, Coach Bill Muckalt. No stranger to Houghton, where Coach Muckalt spent 4 seasons as the assistant. He rejoins the Huskies as the 23rd head coach of our historic program. After a very successful stint in Houghton, that saw him helped us get to our first GLI win in a long time, returned to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 1981. Coach Muckalt was named the GM and head coach of the USHL Tri-City Storm, where he won the Clark Cup in his first year. In 2017, Coach returned to his alma mater, the University of Michigan, as an associate head coach and helped them lead the team to 4 NCAA and 3 Frozen Four appearances. Billy became the head coach of D1 Lindenwood in St. Louis in 24-25, where he helped lead the upstart Lions to victories over Notre Dame, Omaha, and Wisconsin. Prior to his coaching career, Coach Muckalt was an elite college player, winning All-American accolades and 2 national championships with the University of Michigan. His NHL career spanned 5 years and 256 games as part of 4 different teams. Bill holds a bachelor's degree in sports management and communication from the University of Michigan. Certainly one of the most impressive hockey resumes ever, and happy to have him here. First of all, Coach, welcome back to Houghton, and thank you so much for taking a few minutes out of your hectic schedule to share some thoughts with our alumni base. You've already done a bunch of interviews with more seasoned outfits like the Tech Hockey Guide and CCHA reporters, so this one should be pretty easy for you. Before we open it up to audience questions, you can kick it off and share a little bit about the craziness you've been going through the last couple weeks and how things are going overall.
Thanks, Nick. It's a pleasure to be here with everyone and all the alumni and such a important fabric of the rich history and tradition at Michigan Tech. It has been an exciting summer, busy summer on a lot of fronts that I think we'll be able to share with our alumni here today. Just from trying to sell a house, buy a house, hire us new members of our staff, obviously get the pedal going recruiting wise and getting organized for August 25th, the first day of school.
Awesome. So you're getting ready to return to Houghton, kind of maybe take us through a little bit about kind of your first year at Lindenwood and all the things you experienced, but then kind of what you're looking forward to here.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. Really enjoyed my time at Lindenwood. Obviously, being a new Division I program, there's just a lot of lifting and a lot of hands needed. It's not just what goes on during the games. A lot of it is behind the scenes in the community with the alumni, and obviously recruiting such a big part of it, and just building all the different things that you need to do to have success at the Division I college level. So St. Louis was a great hockey town with the Blues and obviously the minor hockey Blues and Car Shield. But having said that, the opportunity to come back to Houghton was just something that I couldn't pass up on. I think all the tools are in place from our president, President Kopech, and our athletic director, Dr. Suzanne Sanregret. Just really excited to get going, and obviously I think the expectation and the bar is high. We've got a proud and a distinguished history with Michigan Tech hockey, and I look forward to continuing to carry that legacy and help lead our team and work with our staff.
Yeah, it sounds pretty exciting for you guys to move up this way. I know we're all looking forward to get up there. So before we throw you to the dogs, we've got a few fun, quick hit, kind of multiple choice questions to get to know you better here. I think the most important one, and everybody wants to know, is who is your favorite video guy from 2011 to 2013? That'd
be a pretty easy one.
Yeah,
we'd have to say that would be you. I think Coach Pearson would say that would be you. So no, that was obviously enjoyed working together, and it was really some good times, some rewarding times, and some fun times.
Yeah, I think we'll get into some of the most memorable things that I know one of the board directors wanted to ask you, but I know we've got quite a few that we had during those times, especially with some of the GLI and stuff. So we'll let you answer those when we get to it. But early bird or night owl?
Oh boy, I think can do a little bit of both, but I think maybe especially with the time change and stuff, I'd probably say more of a night owl.
All right. Phone calls or texts?
I'd rather hear the voice and the phone call than the text. But I think I will say that we text a lot as coaches because the kids that we're coaching now, that's how you get a hold of them. You call them, they don't answer, but you text them, they get right back to you.
Yeah, it's a new way of screening calls now, right? They don't have to answer them because they'll go right to voicemail. Coffee or Diet Coke?
Coffee. Although I got to confess, I've never had a chilled coffee. But if you live in St. Louis and it's 95 or 97 degrees out and about 100% humidity, I broke down and I'm now a chilled coffee so I've never enjoyed that. But, desperate times call for desperate measures.
Yeah, I think we were probably at least 2 or 3 pots a day when we were up there together. So, all right, on your pasty, this is a divisive one, I should say. Ketchup or gravy?
How about hot sauce?
A little bit of Frank's.
There, I didn't offend anybody.
That's right.
Good.
No.
All right. I love Roy's. Last time I was up, I think we were there for 4 days and we went 4 lunches to Roy's. So they're all good.
Yeah, they're all good. I think a lot of people will be able to answer or guess the answer to this one, but golf or curling?
Well, Rylan Gould, his dad was a 2-time world champion. He's an incoming freshman for Canada. But for me, the golf is that's a pretty easy one. It's golf for me all day. Excuse me.
Yeah. Well, cool. Thanks for doing some of those quick hit questions. So, kind of getting into the meat of it here, from your previous time here in the Keweenaw, did you get a chance to explore much? What were some of your favorite activities? And for those who are looking to meet you and get some autographs or selfies, what establishments will you be frequenting?
The first thing I would say, I love getting out on Portage Lake, walleye fishing. Love getting up to Fitzgerald's and Eagle River, up into Copper Harbor. Just so beautiful, so much to do. Really embrace the snowmobiling in the winter, and obviously just the great people, the relationships. It was really neat to see so many familiar faces when I was back up in the past month or so. So those are things that I really really cherish about the Keweenaw. And then as far as establishments, I think I like going to a lot of the different restaurants, but I enjoyed obviously stopping by the KBC once in a while and having some pizza and getting to talk hockey with everyone.
Awesome. So one last announcement before we kind of get into some of the board questions and audience questions is we understand, Coach, you're going to be at the alumni golf outing on the 14th at August 14th at Shepherd's Hollow in Clarkston. Should be a fun outing, and it sounds like a great opportunity to meet you. We'll add some details into the chat.
Yeah, we're looking forward to going and playing a little golf, meeting a bunch of different alumni and seeing some familiar faces. So it should be a great event. So if you can make it, people are listening. I love to have the chance to meet in person and have a great day on the links.
Yeah, awesome. Well, this is the real before we get into the questions. I know we all saw the press release that came out yesterday about LJ joining the coaching staff. I know you and I have both known LJ for years. Kind of would love to give him an introduction and talk a little bit about LJ.
Yeah, so LJ Scarpace, I've known for a long time, had a great relationship. He's somebody that I really respect, and I know obviously coming out of spending 8 years in the National Hockey League, working for the likes of Rod Brindamore, Jeff Blashill, Derek Lalonde, Todd McClellan. His detail, his preparation, his X's and O's, the way that he communicates and conducts himself, is going to be a huge asset for our student athletes, for our program. He's a former goaltender, so he's got a lot of insight and knowledge there. So we'll rely on him in a lot of different areas. And, I think he's just going to be a huge asset for our program moving forward. So excited to have LJ on board officially.
Yeah, back to the call or text question. He might be one of the fastest texters that I know. When you send him a message, it's within it seems like 5 minutes you're getting a response from him.
Yeah, no question. And he, like I said, his expertise in the analytics and the video thing will be instrumental for us. Yeah,
I'm really excited about him joining. I texted him yesterday and congratulate him, and it seems like he's super excited to get up there. All right, Steve, I'm going to throw it over to you to some board questions and audience questions.
All right. Well, hey, Coach, this is Steve Williams from the Alumni Board. Well, we're waiting for the audience to throw us a few more questions here because I know they have to have some. First of all, welcome back. And I just wonder if you could share with us maybe a couple of your favorite moments when you were here before as an assistant and what sticks in your mind that kind of endeared you to Michigan Tech.
Yeah, as far as what endears me to Michigan Tech, it reminds me a lot of home. I grew up in different spots in northern British Columbia, small communities that were very similar, and just the quality of people and the type of people. It's really, even going back up and, going to the library for lunch, you run into Scott McInnes. You go to Roy's the next day for lunch, you run into Pat Mickish, and just a lot of great different people in the community. I probably have about the same color hair, maybe a little less than I was there the first time. But, there's some really special memories. I don't know if I could summarize them all quickly. A couple of the on ice ones would be going into Minnesota Duluth, and they were number one in the country, and the goal light went on 4 times in the first 3 minutes of the game, and we're down 4-0. And the ref came over to me and said, the goal light's broken. And Brian Brewster said, well, no kidding. It's already been on 4 times. And we're laughing. And Coach Pearson is just redder than a stop sign. He doesn't know what's going on. And basically, I was like, we're going to get absolutely, like, I'm taking my fingers and I'm doing the math and I'm going, oh, at least we'll score 1. But we got out of that period down 4-0, and I think we came back and tied that game somehow, and we beat them the next day, and the band played outside the locker room, and I think that was really instrumental in the belief in the core and the group that these guys could have success. And I thought that was awesome. It was just something that's always stuck with me, knocking off a win and a tie on the road against the number 1 team in college hockey that I I can't remember if they hadn't lost in 2 months. So that was a big one. I remember the first win at home against Minnesota, the Gophers, our first year that we were there. It felt like the roof was going to go off at the MAC. So that was a good one. Obviously, the first GLI win, down at Joe Louis with Phoenix Copley. That was just an awesome, experience. And then obviously getting in the tournament for the first time in a long time, being part of that, it was really, really fun to help build, the program. But just getting to know a lot of, it's funny, just the texts from former players and phone calls, just to see how each of them are either having success in the National Hockey League, having success outside of hockey, and now having kids of their own and growing up to be leaders and best in the community. Those are all things that I'm extremely proud of, and I think that we can hang our hat on that the Michigan Tech is doing a tremendous job in raising student athletes inside and outside the hockey program. So that's something that we should all, be proud of and continue to work towards.
Bill, on the, I would say I still remember the Duluth one, and I would spend time in the press box with Steve Shields, and we'd be in our coach's booth, and that one he had the radio on, and just the look on his face was priceless. I just remember seeing you on the bench and your cuff being like, that sounds like the goal light might be broken. It's one you couldn't help but laugh at that one. That was a great one.
Yeah.
Hi, Bill. We did have an audience question. It's kind of along the same lines that you were just talking about with the student athletes at Tech, but how do you envision having the team engaged in the greater Copper Country community?
Yeah, there's no question. Our players are role models in the community, from the grassroots level, and how we carry ourselves and how they carry themselves is extremely important, and how we interact in the community and with our fans is something that I take great pride in, and I know they'll follow along in that. They're great young men that are trying to succeed in the classroom, trying to succeed in ice, and come from good families, and we want to continue to put a premium on our fans, and obviously there's no better place to watch college hockey than the MAC, and with Mitch's Misfits and our student section and our fans, the passion. So that's a huge part of who we represent, and it's something that we're passionate as well about.
I'm going to combine a couple audience questions because I think they're related, but maybe you can talk a little bit about the composition of the team going into this year. You've got some returning players, some new players, some from the transfer portal. I think you've got some Canadian juniors. You've been very busy in the last week or two picking up some new players that look really promising. Maybe you can just kind of give us an overall feel for that. Probably knock off a few of these that are all pretty similar.
Yeah, for sure. And we're excited about our group. I'm excited about the returning players. Up front, Isaac Gordon, Max Cox. I'm going to butcher Cosperetti. And some returning players on the back end. Obviously, we've been really busy and active. We're bringing 3 players from Lindenwood, a goaltender, Owen Bartoszkiewicz, Joe Prouty, and Jack Anderson, 2 defensemen. They're senior defensemen that will be able to be, workhorses for our group. Tyler has done a great job, Tyler Shalast, in working some of our network and players out in the CHL Major Junior. So we've got quite a long list of players coming in there that we're excited about. I know that Cal Larson's going to put out a press release here in the next week or so, but just off the top of my head, we received a commitment from Taden Trembecki, played in Victoria in the Western Hockey League, scored 46 goals there last year. And also last week, we received a commitment from Caleb Parker. Caleb was a 4th-round draft pick of Minnesota Wild, played in Calgary, of the Western Hockey League, right shot defenseman. He's got good mobility, a good stick, skates really well. So we're excited about him. We had a bunch of other players that we've been kind of working on as well that were committed. Rylan Gould is going to accelerate his process. He was supposed to go and play in Everett, of the Western Hockey League. He played, I believe, last year in Swift Current. Extremely talented, gifted. We expect him to come in and play big minutes in the middle for us. Ryan Abraham played in Windsor of the OHL. He's got a good track record and offensive instincts. We have Reinhardt, who's coming in from the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, who's got a extensive offensive ability as well. So we're excited about some, we're going to be young. We got 18 new players that haven't played together, and it's going to take, I want to temper, obviously we want to get there as fast as we can, but there'll be some growth along the way, and that's good, because when you grow and you fail and go through some adversity, you grow as a group and you grow individually. And I'm looking forward to that process of helping these guys out, and our staff will do a great job in helping them as well.
Awesome, thanks. What another one? CCHA. Who do you think the biggest challenger is this year, and what are you looking at with that whole league right now?
Great question. I think there's a top to bottom each and every night. It's a dogfight. It's a blue collar league where there's a tremendous work ethic. I have a lot of respect for the coaches in this league. I would say, as a coach, it's not really where you get picked to start the year. It's where you finish the year. You have to go out and earn it every night as a group. Obviously, I think, Minnesota State's been strong, Mankato, Bowling Green, Bemidji always seems to find a way. I think, Damon Winton's done a great job at Lake State. Obviously, Dave Shayak at Northern, is got a good track record, and I'm sure he's going to have his team ready to play. So I think Augustana has done a real nice job as well, and they're a well-coached team. So I think they're Brett Riley's going into Ferris State. He's done a tremendous job at Long Island at the Independent. So I know his team will be prepared and well coached. And if I left somebody out, I apologize. But I think top to bottom, it's a really good league.
Good deal. Well, this one probably combine a couple more of these. So, like in this era of NIL and some of the things you're dealing with players getting paid, and obviously Tech being a smaller school and like you said, kind of a blue collar league. Do you think you can be competitive nationally with some of those odds?
For sure. I think, that starts with, had a very candid conversation with our athletic director and our president, and the commitment level that they've shown to the hockey program and myself and our student athletes is tremendous. Without getting really into specifics or details, I think that we, are positioned in a really good place. There's no question the nature and landscape of recruiting and where Division I college hockey and Division I athletics is there is the opportunity, whether through different channels, whether it's an NIL, cost of attendance, Alston, a combination of those things that different institutions are using, and I believe that the ones that aren't using those will fall behind. And I feel extremely confident in our leadership group and what we're doing, that we're going to be competitive, and that's the expectations that everyone has, and that's the expectation that I have for myself and our staff has, and that'll carry through to our student athletes.
Good, thank you. How about a fun one? So first of all, a shout out from an alumnus from '84 who is in the pep band. It says, thank you for shouting out for the pep band, right? It warms his heart. So, and then another one with the pep band. What's your favorite song, pep band song, if you can remember?
Man, that's a great question. First of all, I love the pep band because I can't sing and I can't dance, so I'm musically challenged. But I don't know, just hearing them play, it was so awesome down at Joe Louis and the GLI. So I don't know, Nick, you got one for us? What's the favorite tune?
I'm to throwback to Greg Shepard, the old head of officials, but I love the three blind mice when the officials come out. You always got a smirk out of Shep when he was in the press box on those ones.
Coach, the answer is the fight song.
The fight song. Yes, that's a great one. The fight song.
That's the one they play when you score goals.
Let's go. I'm looking forward to hearing it. Hopefully we hear it a lot this year.
All right. How about outlook for the coming season overall? You're opening with Minnesota, so that should be a huge test, right? I think of seeing what you can put together.
Yeah, no question. It's an interesting. There's no exhibition game, so we'll probably get some kind of inter squad going, and obviously they're a blue blood. They're a well coached team. A lot of talent. I do like their style of play, and I think Bob Motzkow is a tremendous coach. But I love it. The greater the challenge, the bigger the opportunity, and to go on a national stage against a top team, it'll be a good opportunity for us to see where we're at, what we're doing well, and areas that we need to continue to improve. And everybody's in the same boat at the start of the year. It's just into that process of what we're going to do on a daily to improve and get better. But we're not going in there we'll be going in there with the best of intentions, and we're certainly not going in there to just show up. I think anybody that knows me and knows us is we're excited.
So kind of on that note, I guess what kind of style of play you're looking to do? I would have to imagine probably pretty quick up tempo, and as you guys look to get better and seeing how you're building out with some of the recruits, would love to hear kind of how you're thinking about things.
Yeah, I want to be aggressive, especially on the forecheck. I want to put pressure on teams. I want to try and create as much turnover, spend as much time in the offensive end as we can, and get people and pucks to the net, and use our releases and create that. Obviously, the better we can defend, the more we can have success in the offensive side of it. And we're in the entertainment business. I want to score goals. I want our players to be playing a style where we're emulating what the National Hockey League is, because I'm a true believer that we are a developmental league for the National Hockey League. And if we can help put our players at the highest level, that will help with recruiting. And defense is important. I mean, defense wins championships, offense wins games. But you have to, I believe, from a fundamental standpoint, the game of hockey is so fast right now. If you watch an NHL game, there's 12 to 15 races and battles every 40 seconds, 45 seconds, every shift. So you have to win those races and battles. You're either trying to take away time and space, or you're trying to create time and space. So you're either doing that, with your brain or with your feet, or a combination thereof. And those are things that I think are important in the long-term development of our student athletes if they want to play at the highest level.
Yeah, I can remember when we were together, probably that first year, probably 10, 15 goals on the forecheck, aggressive 2-on-2, and somebody hunts the puck and then somebody pops it out net front and just puts it back. It makes for some really exciting and fun hockey. For
sure. I mean, up tempo and the skating, I think, is something that is is important there. There's different times where if you get a lead and you're late in the game, you might not be as aggressive, but I want our players to be aggressive and assertive. I want our team to play, with that swagger.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. So thank you for all your comments and questions. And a big thanks to Coach Muckalt for kind of sharing your philosophy, insight on where the program's going and kind of the outlook for the upcoming season. So hopefully we can have Coach back again at some point. I know I speak for everybody on the call when I say we can't wait to get back to the MAC. We'll be announcing new topics soon. If you have any feedback or how we can improve or expand these sessions, please send us an email at alumni@mtu.edu. We'd love to hear from you. Enjoy the rest of your day. And thanks again, Coach.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much, Coach. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure.